Hello, welcome to Sagaing Media. In this video we will discuss conflict in Myanmar. And here are the key points. Research suggests 10 PDO members were killed by Assam rifles on May 14, 2025 near the Indo-Myanmar border, with conflicting accounts on whether it was a firefight or torture. The Kukichin Brotherhood Forum, KCBF, claims the victims were tortured, while the Indian Army says it was a counterinsurgency operation, highlighting a controversy. It seems likely that ethnic tensions in Manipur and Myanmar's civil war influenced the incident, complicating the narrative. The evidence leans toward diplomatic tensions between India and Myanmar's NUG, with calls for investigation and court-martial. Comprehensive analysis, the Indo-Myanmar border incident, and latest developments of the People's Defense Force, PDF, in Myanmar Arkin Paidian Game, May 2025. Introduction. As Myanmar's civil conflict intensifies into 2025, the People's Defense Force, PDF, alongside allied ethnic armed organizations, has escalated its resistance against the military junta. May 2025 has been marked by significant military operations, humanitarian crises, and international controversies, including a notable incident on May 14, 2025, near the Indo-Myanmar border in Tammu district. Here, 10 members of the People's Defense Organization, PDO, an armed wing of Myanmar's National Unity Government, NUG, were killed during an operation by the Indian Army's Assam Rifles. The Kukichin Brotherhood Forum, KCBF, a social and cultural forum representing the Kukichin community, issued a press release on May 21, 2025, condemning the killings as torture and demanding justice. This article provides a detailed analysis of the border incident, its implications, and the broader developments involving the PDF and allied forces throughout May 2025. As of the current date, 1:52 p.m. IST on Sunday, May 25, 2025. The Indo-Myanmar border incident, a detailed examination press release by Kukichin Brotherhood Forum, KCBF. The KCBF's press release, dated May 21, 2025, and referenced as reference number 01/KCBF/PR/2025, was issued by KCBF International, a social and cultural forum for Kukichin blood brothers. The document references statements from the NUG dated May 20, 2025, and an ex-post by the Eastern Command Indian Army at 11:45 p.m. on an unspecified date. The KCBF mourned the deaths of 10 PDO members in Tammu district, alleging they were mistaken for Kukichins and tortured by the Assam Rifles under the command of SSB Sharma Mate, CO of the 1st Battalion, based in Ceylon, Kengjoy Block, Shandell district. The forum accused Sharma of bias against the Kukichin community since the 2023 Manipur conflict, citing specific misdeeds, including facilitating Métis militants' entry into India from Myanmar, protecting them in camps, evacuating them by helicopter, conducting joint raids with Manipur State Police in Kuki areas using bulletproof vehicles, forcing border fencing against local wishes, evacuating Métis militants killed by PDF NUG troops in Myanmar, and arresting innocent Kuki youth such as Mr. Sainthang Haukip while restricting Kuki villagers' movement. The KCBF demanded a court-martial for SSB Sharma, arguing that his actions damaged the Indian Army's sanctity and strained relations between the NUG PDF, PDO, and the government of India Assam Rifles Indian Army. The press release issued by the Information and Publicity Wing of KCBF included images showing the bodies captioned as 10 PDO PDF cadres tortured and killed by AR, 14th May 2025, alongside newspaper clippings of the incident highlighting the KCBF's perspective of the incident as a grave injustice linked to ethnic tensions and historical grievances, conflicting narratives. The details of the incident vary significantly across the accounts of the KCBF, NUG, and Indian Army, reflecting the complexity and sensitivity of the situation. The Indian Army, through a statement from the Eastern Command on May 15, 2025, described the operation as a firefight near New Samtal village, Shandell district, based on intelligence about armed cadres. The troops were reportedly fired upon, leading to a gun battle in which 10 cadres were neutralized, with a significant cache of arms, including 12 firearms and an RPG, recovered. This account frames the operation as a counterinsurgency success with no allegations against any commanding officer. In contrast, the NUG, in a statement dated May 20, 2025, claimed that the 10 PDO members were captured, tortured, and executed in custody, not killed in a firefight. They went missing on May 14th from their camp near Kamagi in Sagaing's Tammu, and their bodies were handed over on May 16, 2025, showing signs of torture. The NUG described the killings as cold-blooded murder and established a task force to investigate, engaging Indian counterparts. Aligning with the NYUG, the KCBF's press release alleges torture and humiliation, accusing SSB Sharma of anti-Kukichin bias since the 2023 Manipur conflict, listing his alleged misdeeds, and demanding his court-martial. Background context, ethnic tensions, and regional dynamics. The incident is deeply rooted in the complex socio-political landscape of Manipur and Myanmar. Since May 2023, ethnic violence between Meitei and Kukichin-Zo communities in Manipur has resulted in over 200 deaths. The Assam Rifles deployed for security face accusations of bias, with the KCBF citing SSB Sharma's actions as part of this pattern, including joint raids and border fencing against local wishes. In Myanmar, the civil war since the February 2021 coup has seen the NUG and PDF resist the junta, with spillover effects on the border including refugee flows and militant crossings. India's Act East policy seeks to engage Myanmar, but this incident has strained ties with the NUG, calling for a halt to border fencing and an investigation. Implications of the border incident. The incident has far-reaching implications. Diplomatically, the NUG's allegations and calls for investigation have pressured India, potentially affecting bilateral relations and India's balancing act with the junta and NUG. Ethnically, the KCBF's accusations against SSB Sharma deepen mistrust between Kukichin communities and Indian security forces, risking further violence in Manipur. Regionally, the volatile border underscores the need for better coordination to prevent such incidents, which could escalate into broader conflict. Additionally, allegations of torture raise international scrutiny, potentially damaging India's human rights record. Official responses to the incident. As of May 25, 2025, the Indian government has not issued a specific statement addressing the NUG's allegations, with the army maintaining its firefight narrative. The NUG has continued to demand an investigation, with a task force established, while the KCBF has intensified calls for justice, supported by ex-posts like those from Lulanbait highlighting inhumane acts. Media coverage has been extensive, with outlets presenting both the Army's version and community perspectives. Latest developments of the People's Defense Force, PDF, in Myanmar for May 2025. Intensified clashes and strategic gains. The month of May has seen the PDF and allied ethnic armed organizations significantly escalate operations against the junta across Myanmar. In Sagaing region, a key resistance stronghold, a tragic incident occurred on May 12th when a junta airstrike targeted a school in Ohetain Twin Village, killing at least 22 individuals, including 20 students and 2 teachers, and injuring over 100. The junta denied responsibility, but local resistance groups and the NUG insisted there were no armed combatants in the area, drawing international criticism and highlighting the junta's use of air power against civilians. In Katha Township, the PDF achieved a significant victory between March and early May, repelling a large-scale offensive by junta forces from Light Infantry Division 309. Around 150 to 200 soldiers attempted to recapture rural areas, but the PDF killed 40 junta troops and captured 29 as prisoners of war, with minimal losses on their side. This success has bolstered morale among resistance forces and further weakened junta control in the region. Cooperation with ethnic armed organizations. The PDF's collaboration with ethnic armed groups has been a key factor in their recent successes. In Bamo Township, Kachin State, the Kachin Independence Army, KIA, a long-standing ally of the PDF, ramped up its offensive on May 20th, shooting down 2 military helicopters transporting reinforcements. One helicopter crashed near Shwegu, killing all on board, including a senior commander, while the second made an emergency landing. This operation, supported by PDF ground forces, disrupted junta logistics and showcased the growing coordination between the two groups. In Hlangwe Township near the Thai-Myanmar border, the Karen National Liberation Army, KNLA, alongside PDF forces, captured the Tarle Strategic Military Outpost on May 13th. The offensive, starting on May 10th, targeted Battalion 24 under the junta's Regional Operations Command in KNU Brigade 7 territory. Despite junta airstrikes, the coalition overpowered the outpost, recovering at least 10 junta soldiers' bodies, with several others fleeing into Thailand. This victory highlights the increasing synergy between the PDF and ethnic armed organizations, enhancing their ability to challenge junta control in border regions. Resistance activities across regions. The PDF has expanded its operations across Myanmar, demonstrating tactical ingenuity and resilience. In Magwe region on May 14th, a joint revolutionary team comprising the Victor Guerrilla Force and the Upperland Guerrilla Force ambushed a junta unit near Kani Piu village in Maye Township at around 7:15 a.m. The attack killed one Piu Sati member, a junta-aligned militia, and seriously injured another. The junta retaliated with approximately 60 mortar rounds and 8 40mm grenades. but the revolutionary fighters withdrew without casualties, showcasing their ability to strike effectively while minimizing losses. In Bago region, PDF forces captured 2 junta bases in Pongda Township on May 20th through coordinated attacks, further eroding junta presence in the region. On the same day, the Natmok Joint People's Defense Force reported killing 8 junta troops in an ambush in Natmok Township, indicating the PDF's growing operational reach into central Myanmar. In Salingi Township, Magway region, clashes erupted on May 19th after PDF forces encountered a junta patrol, reflecting ongoing resistance activity in the region. Additionally, in Tabayan Township, Sagaing region, PDF fighters shelled a junta position on May 19th using mortars fired from a tube tied to a park bench, a creative display of resourcefulness amid limited resources. NUG's response to the Indo-Myanmar border incident. The Indo-Myanmar border incident on May 14th, detailed earlier, has become a focal point of contention. On May 20th, the NUG's Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued Statement 4/2025, calling for an independent investigation into the killings of the 10 PDO members. Describing the incident as cold-blooded murder, the NUG established a task force to engage with Indian authorities, straining diplomatic relations and highlighting the broader spillover effects of Myanmar's civil war into neighboring countries, humanitarian and strategic implications. The junta's airstrikes, such as the Ohe Hatain twin school bombing, have deepened Myanmar's humanitarian crisis, displacing hundreds and adding to the estimated 3 million internally displaced persons as of early 2025. Resistance groups have condemned the targeting of civilians, arguing it reflects the junta's desperation amid territorial losses. Public support for the revolution has reportedly strengthened, with communities rallying behind the PDF and ethnic armed organizations. Strategically, the PDF's cooperation with groups like the KIA and KNLA has bolstered their ability to conduct large-scale operations. The capture of key outposts and the downing of junta helicopters signal a shift in the balance of power, with the PDF's growing access to weapons seized from junta forces or supplied by ethnic allies, enhancing their capabilities. However, the lack of air defense systems remains a critical challenge, as junta airstrikes continue to inflict heavy civilian casualties and disrupt resistance efforts to hold captured territories. International and regional dynamics. The Indo-Myanmar border incident has highlighted the regional complexities of Myanmar's conflict, with India's involvement sparking tensions with the NUG and KCBF, who view it as an infringement on sovereignty and a human rights violation. The NUG's call for an investigation reflects a push for international accountability, though India has yet to respond officially as of May 25, 2025. Meanwhile, China's role remains ambiguous. While historically supporting the junta, China has engaged with ethnic armed groups like the KIA to secure border trade routes, reopening border gates after discussions in late April. However, China's pressure on groups like the TNLA to halt offensives in northern Shan State suggests a balancing act to prevent the junta's complete collapse, which could destabilize the region further. Commemoration of fallen fighters. On May 14th, the Loikao Local People's Defense Force, LPDF, held a funeral ceremony for 2 fallen fighters, Aung Kayao Htai and Kant Situ Aung, who died in a clash in Mobai, southern Shan State. The LPDF honored them as martyrs, establishing commemorative monuments in their memory, reflecting the resistance's commitment to preserving the legacy of those who have sacrificed their lives. May 2025 has been a pivotal month for the People's Defense Force and its allies in Myanmar's civil war, marked by strategic victories, humanitarian crises, and international controversies. The Indo-Myanmar border incident on May 14th, with its conflicting narratives of a firefight versus torture, underscores the ethnic tensions, regional instability, and diplomatic challenges exacerbated by the conflict. The KCBF's press release, supported by the NUG's allegations, contrasts with the Indian Army's account, necessitating a transparent investigation to address human rights concerns and restore trust. Meanwhile, the PDF's military successes, such as the Katha Township operation and the capture of junta outposts, demonstrate their growing prowess and coordination with ethnic armed organizations like the KIA.
Jail!